Hello everyone, and my name is Dana, and let me start my online study experience sharing. And first of all, also I'd like to thank everyone for coming for taking part in this event. Thank you for listening us and for listening to all of our speakers. So yeah, let me start. First of all, I'd like to go with the content of my presentation. It's divided into 5 main parts. The first is basic information about me. Next is my study experience in China, just a brief introduction of how I got into SCUT actually. Next is online study experience, how I started and how I tried to just get used to this. And next is advices and recommendations on online education based on my own experience, and also I'll come up with a little conclusion in the end. So yeah, let's start with the first part, which is basic information about me. As you already know, I'm from Kazakhstan, and my current location is Kazakhstan, Almaty. I've spent 2 years already in Kazakhstan. In Almaty, I spent 2 years in China and 2 years in Kazakhstan. My major is teaching Chinese to speakers of other languages, which is also commonly known as business Chinese. And here is my WeChat ID. You can add me and ask me whatever question you want. Actually, I'll share my WeChat also in the end of the PPT, so don't worry. Okay, this also I am a coordinator of SCUT in Guangzhou. If you're wondering what SCUT is, it's actually Kazakh Student Association in China. So yeah, I became a coordinator in 2018 when we were in China. And I'm also currently an ISU member, ISU project department member. I joined ISU in last semester, and I believe it was one of my best decisions, and I will tell you a bit of later why. So yeah, that's all about me. How I got to SCUT actually, in 2018, I came to China in 2018, and that was my first foundation year, so I started learning language, then I passed my HSK and started my bachelor degree in 2018. 2019, yeah. So yeah, the first year, I believe like the first year is one of the most important for everyone, because it's like when you just start your classes, when you just start experiencing everything in your country. And I really feel sorry for those who didn't get the chance to come to China to experience their first year, their freshman year. And I really hope, guys, you have a chance to come back, because actually for me, this is my last year. I'm graduating, and I'm not really positive about it. I want to be positive, but I also want to be realist. So yeah, I'm preparing to graduate online. But for those who still keep studying, I really hope you can come back. So yeah, for the first year, we had a lot of activities and classes, of course. And the second year, I wasn't a freshman anymore. I tried to help other students that just came. We also had a huge number of activities, but we also tried to never forget about our main responsibility, which was classes. So we still tried our best to attend classes. I remember this atmosphere during midterm and the finals, when everyone was absolutely obsessed with their classes. Also in C15, we had this little room for preparation, like students can stay there to study. And I just, one night at about 12 to I came. I wanted to study, but the room was full of other students because everyone was actually preparing. So yeah, I really miss this atmosphere. But let's go to the online study experience. This is actually me. This is how I look. This is how I look during my online classes, because it was always in the morning, about 6 a.m. And so yeah, basically I look like that every time, and I believe everyone actually look like that in the morning during our online classes. Even like I do not have this huge time difference with China. Some of students have like 4 or 5 hours difference, and it's super hard, I know. Yeah, and thanks to some of our teachers, most of the teachers that are super understanding and do not force us to open our camera. Yeah, but some teachers actually make us open our camera, and it's still fine because we can create a special atmosphere. So yeah, to get the better understanding, we have classes, because for my major, we actually have classes on everyday basis. So it's like every day we had classes, we had homework. I'm not sure about other. I know that for some majors, there are some situations when students do not have classes every day, or maybe they only, teachers sometimes just send them PPT. So yeah, for me, no, we always had classes in the morning, and we have Kazakhstan and China has 2 hours difference. So when classes started at 8:50 in China, I had to wake up at 6 to prepare my class at 6:50, which is also not this terrific, not this awful, because I know that some students, even my classmates, for example, from Iran, they had to wake up at 3 a.m. to rush. So yeah, that's the basic thing in 2020 when Corona started. We started this online classes. And next, there's some advices and recommendations on the basis of this, of my experience. And I will also share this experience throughout advices and recommendations. So first of all, what I think is the best thing to do while online classes is, also I want to say that these advices are not actually, I'm not trying to reopen the America. I think these things that we all should remember, just not forget during this online classes, that we all should follow. But because these are super simple things we sometimes forget about. And so yeah, I just would like to try to remind you all. So yeah, I'm not reopening America and not inventing the wheel. So yeah, first of all, is treat an online course like a real course. Actually, I had this feeling in the very beginning of our online classes that in 2 months I'm gonna come back to China, and then 2 years already, and I'm still studying online and I'm preparing to graduate online. So as I said in the very beginning, I want to be positive, but I also should be realist about it. So this is the reality we have. We have online class as the reality right now, and this is the only thing which is left to us. So we should try to use this possibility of online class to the maximum. So yeah, treat it. For example, in school, when we were in China in school, we woke up every day in the morning. We I don't know, wash our faces, clothes, and went to school. So this is the same. You wake up in the morning, you open your laptop and just start classes. So try to be as responsible as you were in China. Try to treat it as much, with much responsibility as possible. And also there is some situations that I really hate, because a lot of students actually, they do not treat online courses as real courses. They usually think that it's not this important. Teachers are not this they are not this serious when they give you homework, or maybe they check your attendance or whatever. But actually, this is the reality. And I hate some situations when, for example, teachers talk a lot, they explain a lot, they still also do their best. They have their work online as well as we have our classes online. And sometimes all of my classmates, they just super silent. And there is a awkward silence that I hate the most. So if you have your classes and if you have your teacher asking any question and everyone is silent, just try to break the silence. Just try to, because I believe this is what creates the atmosphere. And again, this online atmosphere is what is left to us. So yeah, try to be as more active as possible. And next is create a regular study space and stay organized. While preparing for this presentation, I actually found so many nice pictures of people preparing their tables for the online classes, as you can see there. For me personally, I don't like to put a lot of things on my table. I just leave it with nothing, literally with nothing. But I believe it also helps to keep organized in like mentally as well as, because I'm not this kind of person. I'm very organized and responsible, but at the same time, I prefer. Yeah, me too. I'm not organized. I mean, I'm responsible for everything. I'm also a monitor of the group, so I have a lot of things to do. But I prefer to, initially, I prefer to take everything, have it in my mind. But then I realized it's getting a lot of things. So if you don't really like to take notes, just try a bit, or maybe taking notes, because it really helps a lot. Because right now I bought a really nice book, like to keep notes. So yeah, I think it helps a lot. Next is try to stay focused, is the hardest thing for me as well, because right now as the student, we mostly have only lectures. So teachers just like now I'm speaking, teachers will speak. They usually do not ask us to read. We just have to listen, and it's stay concentrated. And sometimes I couple of times I realized that a teacher was talking for like an hour, but I didn't understand the thing. And it's really sad because we're still studying online. At the end of this year, I'm gonna get my bachelor degree, I'm gonna get my diploma. Hopefully, I'm preparing for this. So, and then I still have to go to the new step of my life, like start working and stuff. So, yeah, I should use this possibility. I should use this classes as the basis for my future job, and I should be like a SpongeBob and really I I should be like a SpongeBob and just take every knowledge that teachers give us. But because of this online classes, because I'm just sitting just in front of my laptop every day, I feel no concentration. But still try to do this. What I advise you is time to try. Of course, I prepare myself with like a cup of coffee and also maybe fresh water, but also thing is to be just surrounded by these atmosphere. For example, again, you create yourself a space to study, and also, for example, for 2 days, for 3 days, not concentrate. I see how teachers teach because knowledge, but I cannot just take those knowledge. At that time, I try to, I don't know, mind, like, just, to get back to this first. Maybe before I was thinking that it's a really strange thing to just find on this time it was YouTube, but I know in some countries maybe it could be blocked as well as in China, but there are also other platforms, video platforms, when you can find this kind of videos. So yeah, it's like you can find a lot of videos where people, they just invite you to study with them. And in the very beginning I thought it's kind of weird, but now I really enjoy it. So sometimes when I cannot concentrate on my homework or my classes, I just open this kind of video and try to feel the atmosphere of studying with someone. Because back into 2018, 2019, I really love to go to the library and study with someone or study with my classmates. So yeah, I advise you to try this thing, to study, to find this kind of video and just try to feel it, how to study with someone. Or maybe you can study with your classmates if but unfortunately for me, I don't have any classmates in Kazakhstan, so I only can do those online as well. Next is communicate more and keep in touch with your classmates. This is actually the best thing I found during those online classes, because in China I was surrounded, but to be honest, I was surrounded by Kazakh students, by students speaking Russian mostly. Of course, we were really close with our classmates. During our classes we did together tasks, but yet I mostly spent time with the students from my country or the ones that speak Russian. And of course, it wasn't really good for my language. But right now, because we have those online classes, and sometimes, again, you lose concentration, teacher explain you, for example, the homework, and then you suddenly lose the concentration, and then you don't know what the homework is. You're just forced to ask your classmate, right? But when we just started, I realized also I'm a monitor. So a lot of students, a lot of my classmates, they could text me and I can text them. And in the beginning, we only were discussing like homework. Also, we were using Chinese as well because like my major is in Chinese. So yeah, we were just using, we were actually only discussing our like classes and homework. But then we started to get closer, like asking about situation in Kazakhstan, for example, some students were. But then we also realized that we have a lot of things in common. I didn't know, for example, I really like watch Chinese drama, and some of my classmates as well. And we started discussing them in Chinese, which was a really good thing to practice. Also, we did this audio thing, so we sent audio, and that was nice. I mean, I don't think that if I were in China, I could get this close to my classmates, which is super nice, because these are actually we spent 4 years together, and I didn't know that they have the same they share the same things. They share the same hobbies with me. But then that was nice. So yeah, communicate is more, and don't forget that don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to text your classmates. Maybe some of your classmates may be very, like, I don't know. I know that there are some kind of rude students, or the ones that are not really willing to talk to you, but not all of them. I'm pretty sure not all of them. As to my group, we all of my classmates are super nice, and we always discuss some things and just joke around, especially during exams. Yeah, that's it. And also, speaking about communication, why I said joining ICU was one of the best decisions is actually because ICU. I want to thank ICU for this many opportunities, and many, as well as school, for this many activities, because throughout these activities I made so many new friends, and we were talking, and just, it's easy to get depressed. Actually, I was sent the list of questions of students for this lecture, and there were many questions that saying that how to not feel this depressed during online classes, because we literally what we do, we just sit at home, especially for those whose country situation with Corona is not this good. So yeah, it's easy to get depressed, but if you are surrounded by friends, even if those friends are online, and you share the same interest, share the same situation with this online classes, or you studying in the same university, so you basically have some topics to discuss. So it's nice it's nice to just make new friends, and how to make these new friends if you are not really this kind of person that easy going. It's easy. You just join those activities. For example, we had this SCUT game actually organized by our project department, my department. I realized a lot of friends were talking, especially discussing a lot of things on the topic of this game. So yeah. Then also we had this new chapter, new students, where a lot of new students joined, and you can find some people that are also new to the school, that are freshmen, and also add their WeChat and just discuss something. Then we had this new platform, which is actually a really interesting thing for those who feel lonely and don't have friends to study together. It can be SCUT International Study Group. Also Discord, you can add it. If it's easy, if it's like you can use it in your country, because for example in Kazakhstan it's kind of problematic. Then also last year we had this SCUT game night, Cyber Mafia, which is also a nice thing to join and just talk and communicate and find some new friends during. I think it's the best thing that we can do during those online classes. Also, as to some academic advices, I feel like we should whenever, if it's online class or offline class, we should accept challenges to improve ourselves. Thanks to school, there are actually a lot of different activities to improve our skills. For example, as to me, I really love writing in Chinese. So every year in school, there is a competition. There is a writing competition that I always take part in. Also, there are different competitions. For example, last year there was a presentation competition also organized by ISU. So you can. It's not about only writing, but as to my personal experience, for example, last year I participated and I got third place. This year I participated and I already got first place. So it's not only interesting to me, but when you actually when you actually try to do something, you see that you see your improvement, and then you get certificate for this or something like praise for this. It's really nice actually, and it helps to get you in a better mood. So as well as participating in all those activities, especially those that provide you with activity tickets, with lecture tickets, just like this one, because I believe a lot of students just join this lecture to just get the activity ticket, which is absolutely logical and normal. So yeah, for example, I got the first place in this writing competition, and then I got my certificate. And while applying for the scholarship, and I know the scholarship is very important, Guangdong province scholarship is very important for many students. For me, I always wait this moment when I need to prepare all the documents and just apply for the scholarship. So yeah, all those lecture tickets, activity tickets is not just for vain. It's not just for you to graduate. No, you also can use it to apply for the scholarship. I advise everyone, I forget to tell here, study at SCUT, and yeah, just this platform, study at SCUT in WeChat. I advise everyone to follow it, and in order not to miss some important events, as well as this notice for Guangdong government scholarship application, because I know that a lot of students this year they just didn't know about this notice. So yeah, about the scholarship, in this study at SCUT, you can find actually this one, but I just want to focus on the application documents. There are not many of them. There is just a common form that everyone needs to fill, and it's not this difficult. If you don't know how to fill it, you always can ask a teacher, but basically, everything is very easy to fill. And if this year you will struggle to fill the form, you can also add my WeChat and ask me whatever question you have. Also, passport and other supporting material. What I say, supporting material always include those certificates that you got, maybe lecture tickets, activity tickets. So yeah, as you see here. So any activity you participate not will only give you the opportunity to make new friends, to communicate, but also to apply for the scholarship and to get very good grades for your classes. Yeah, this is for the scholarship. And next is some advices on apps that I use this online classes, not only during online classes. Actually, I feel like those apps are very useful. I don't know, maybe you already know this one is Youdao. I really love this. Maybe a lot of students use it already, I don't know, but for me, this one is the perfect one. Youdao is actually have app in Apple Store. I'm not sure about Google Play, but I think there is the app. You can try to find it, but I don't advise you to use the mobile app. It's not really useful. I prefer to use my laptop and just find it in Baidu, so it's easy to find. Yeah, so basically how I use this app, and I already said that I love writing. I love writing in Chinese. I don't know, I'm not even this good at writing in Russian or in English as I'm good in Chinese, like personally, in my opinion. So yeah, for example, what I love about this app is that it gives you full phrases. So sometimes when you do not know if you can translate this particular phrase into Russian, into Chinese this way, you can always put this full phrase into this app and just find it, or maybe not find it, and then you realize that you cannot say it this way. Also, you can actually use Baidu to check. So yeah. For example, I had this topic about my Chinese, like I had to write about the name story, any story related to my name. I chose my Chinese name, which is Wei Wei, and I just put my name into this again, and I found a lot of different interesting sentences. And then I started to coming up with different ideas how I can make my this story of my name more interesting, or more like, for example, there is the word playing. Wei Wei actually, for example, I found that I can use it with this. Wei Wei meeting, or for example, Wei Wei 装过你的照相. So it's like, I just found that basically this sentence, how it's translated, it's all about that. In Russian, we usually say that the destiny of the destiny of the bot is depends on its name. So it's like my destiny in China, the whole idea of my writing was about my Chinese name, that my destiny in China is related to my name, depends on my Chinese name. So it's very important to choose a good Chinese name. So yeah, and then I just come up with this kind of idea that I can text something like my boat in China was named Wei Wei, and then I was hoping to meet some beautiful, I don't know, meet some beautiful places, and some I don't know, spectacular, how to say, just find some beautiful places in my boat. named Weiwei. Also, for example, a couple of days ago, I was trying to, in Russian, we sometimes say sit onto, how was that? Sit on two chairs, yeah. If it's possible to say this sentence is in Chinese, if Chinese people actually say it this way, and then I just put the whole phrase into the CDN, and yeah, I found it. You actually can say it, but you need to check because there are sometimes kind of mistakes, and you still need to check. Sometimes there could be mistakes, grammar mistakes. That's basically it about this app. Also, there are some apps for Russian speakers because I'm not because it's for Russian speakers. I don't think that there is English version, and also there is a train Chinese which are also for Russian speakers. But I found the English version, so yeah, you can find it and use it. But I believe everyone already used this kind of apps in their classes. Next is for HSK. A couple of weeks ago, I took my HSK 5 already, and I realized that like for my major is there is a requirement to take HSK 5. So as foundation student in back in 2018, I also had to take my HSK and then apply for my bachelor. And for my first year, first of all, like to introduce this app. Actually, HSK Online is a great app to prepare for HSK. But what I want to say, throughout with the in the process of preparation for HSK, you can also improve your Chinese level. Because for me, during our classes, of course, our foundation classes was good, but it wasn't enough for me to take HSK. And then I started preparing myself using this app, and then I passed HSK and realized that my level was way more better. So yeah, you can, if you don't need to take HSK, maybe your major is in English, but you still wanna improve your Chinese, you can start with HSK level 2, HSK level 3, and just try to do some tasks. Well, I'll explain that a bit later. So yeah, for the one who really wanna try, this app is very useful. So you can use this app. There is a mobile version, and also you can use now your laptop. So basically, these are different mock tests. You can try those mock tests and or past exams, and it gives you the whole. First of all, it gives you time. It counts time for you. Checks your answers, so you can see it's free. Also, you can see how many mistakes you did. For example, for TD, you're doing CSO part, and also I want to say that. When I started using it 2 years ago, it was free, but now you need to share to get 3 tests for free if you use mobile app. But if you use laptop, you actually need to pay for the VIP version. That's it. And how to prepare actually for HSK. So yeah, 2 years ago, I took my HSK for, not 2 years ago, already 3 years ago, I took my HSK for, oh my god, time flies. So yeah, I got 280 points, which was unbelievable for me. I only spent 4 years in China. I did not learn language before coming to China, just some basic words. So for me, taking this, first of all, for me was very important to pass HSK because I needed to get into university to get my bachelor degree. But also I wanted to get some good point, and I prepared. I stayed for my winter holidays in China, and I started preparing. And I believe I found kind of perfect system for me because uh, a year after a year, I also passed my HSK 5, and a couple of days ago, I got my results from also HSK 5 because I needed to get my diploma. So yeah, I believe I found kind of a good system to prepare. First of all, maybe all of you already go, some of you already go according to this system, but for me, I still want to share it. First of all, it's you need to get the list of all the words. For example, you need HSK level 4. So just print the level 4, all the words. There are 1,200 words. So yeah, go through this list just to get acquaintance with them, just to know that there are this kind of words. And then also you can find on the internet, there are many specialized grammar. You can just text it like on any, like on Google, whatever. Just grammar for HSK4 and just find the basic grammar for this, just for some of the tasks of the HSK. Then what is important and why I introduced this app HSK Online, because it gives a lot of mock tests, a lot of sets for mock tests. And also, if you cannot use this app or you don't want to get the VIP version, you also can find some other, many of other mock tests on the internet. Just try to find. Don't be lazy in this process. Yeah, you can actually find anything on the internet if you want. So yeah, first of all, you go through the words, then you get acquaintance with grammar, level-based grammar. Then you get the logic. How you get what I actually call the logic is that, for example, when I just started taking mock tests preparing for HSC4, I was thinking there is always some second idea, second secret behind idea of any task. For example, there is listening, and then there is they ask what the girl is saying something about red car, and then there is the four options to reply, and then there is the red car, and I was thinking maybe there is the hidden idea, and I need to choose another answer. No, there is no hidden idea. There is actually very simple logic, but also it's important to understand the logic of, because I know for many people reading part is difficult, and because it's difficult to get the logic of this reading part. But if you start preparing using those tests of last year's, it will be way more easier. And I believe my level wasn't that high. The only reason I got this score because I get the system. I realized how system works, and that is why I actually could pass the HSK. And also about practice, of course. So yeah, you just take as much mock test as possible, and then when you come to the actual tests, you feel like fish in the water because you already know how it works. Yeah, that's actually it for the HSK, and also some academic advices of how I prefer to improve my Chinese level. Uh, Actually, we had this task in our classes to find a book and then to introduce this book to other classmates, which I really love because, first of all, I love to read, and I also was really happy to introduce my friends my books that I love. But what I also advise to other people that wanna improve their language using this method is to not only read. For example, you read the book, you find new words, you outline those new words and try to learn them, but it's not enough. I think it's also a good idea to read and retell. For example, you find some little stories. Actually, in Kazakhstan, we have these books. It's in Russian. Yeah, we have those books, small Chinese fairy tales. So yeah, you find a little. You can also find it on the internet. Again, if you want to find something, you can always find it. Yeah, there are like some easy stories. You can read it and then try to retell it to yourself. Just try to retell, and then you can also make a PPT. For me, I really love making those different PPTs. And you can also try. We had this task to introduce book using PPT. So yeah, you can just do, but do not put the whole text into PPT. Just put little thesis and then explain the idea. So I believe it really helps to improve your speaking level because you try to. I didn't before this task. I didn't know I can actually tell someone the whole book, retell someone the whole book using Chinese because I still don't think that my Chinese is this good. But yeah, with this task, I realized that it's actually possible and helps a lot. And also, in my major, we make a lot of PPTs and introduce a lot of things, not only about books, but some business things. For example, relations of Kazakhstan and China in terms of business. So yeah, um, I think it's a really good method to improve your Chinese. Next is also because not everyone really interested in reading. For me, sometimes I also get really bored with reading, so I prefer to watch some Chinese movies, series, cartoons. First of all, as I told, communicate with your group mates, especially if your major is in Chinese, but you don't feel your Chinese is as good, just like me. You can watch some Chinese movies and then discuss with your friends, with your group mates in Chinese, especially. Or also you can add my WeChat and we can always discuss some series and movies because I'm absolutely obsessed with watching those movies and series. Also, you can listen to podcasts, but for me, it's not that interesting, but I believe it's also a good method. So yeah, for watching Chinese movies, I think it's kind of difficult because for the beginners. As for me, I tried this all cartoons, series, and movies, and I found myself I realized that for me it was easier in the very beginning to watch some Chinese animation, and I actually want to advise you guys one of that, which is called Link Click or 时光代理人. You can take a picture of that. It's a really good animation, and the language is not as difficult, so they usually use basic phrases, and yeah, it's a great help also to improve your level. So for the advices, I believe this is all. And in the beginning, in the end, I want to make a little conclusion on the basis of all the information. So first of all, the main advices of all these ones is to take care of your mental and physical health, because again, looking through the list of questions that students were asking for this lecture, there are many about depression during online classes, because you literally stay alone in your room for the whole day just learning. It's hard to keep your mental health in a normal level. So yeah, just take care of it. If you feel overwhelmed, if you feel tired, because I know what it means exactly. This year I'm graduating, and I feel a lot of I have so many questions after this year because I don't know what to do. I'm already graduating, but I only spent 2 years in China. And it's kind of sad, but I believe that every door that closes also opens the new door. So it's it's okay if you're tired. It's okay if you kind of if you're kind of overwhelmed with all your feelings. It's still okay to take some time to take care of yourself, to drink a cup of coffee or tea, which has always helped to me. So yeah, that's basically it. And also, as I said, this is the reality we have right now. And don't think that, for me, I was positive, but I spent 2 years studying online. And I realized that this classes is the only thing I have right now. So I have to, and also being in your country, for example, I have classes, but I also start working. But I still remember that my main responsibility is my classes, because I still responsible for diploma I'm gonna get, and I still gonna need this diploma for my future. So try to concentrate on your classes as much as possible, and use this possibility. Do not miss your classes, because for these 3 years I never missed any class, because I believe every class gives me some new knowledges. And also, if you do not miss your classes, it's also better for you when you're applying for scholarship. So yeah, that's basically it. And also, we had this couple of questions about what is the best thing for me. What was the best thing for me during the studying period? Just a second. Yeah, so what I want to say, the best thing for me is communicate and make new friends. It's still possible to communicate and to make new friends for you, even with those online classes. So just try to join as many activities as possible. Try to text, try to ask, even text your teachers sometimes, and ask your teachers how they're doing, and even this is also a good thing. Also, another question about scholarship, I already told. Yeah. So what's the best part during my study? Obviously, it's communication with other people, because it gives we during our project department meetings, we always discuss our projects, but also we spend a lot of time just discussing our experience in our countries, just sharing some cultural differences, and it's absolutely amazing to know how people live in other countries. So yeah, the best part is obviously the communication, and the main problems that I faced during those classes. I don't know if it's the whole study time or maybe my online classes, but what I feel the most difficult part is to keep this balance between your classes and your studying. So it's between your studying and your activities. Even in China, it was even more, because we had to actually physically participate. But now we only have it online. But yeah, to participate and at the same time have your classes is hard to keep this balance. So I find it's the most hard. Sometimes I stay up till night to do my homework because I have to participate in some activities, or vice versa. I sacrifice some of the activities for the classes. I think we all can experience it, and I believe it's just better for you to find your perfect to try to be good at your time management. but I know we all bad at time management. It's always hard. Lately, I've been using timer for everything I do. I just use my timer to see how much time I need, and then just to avoid. And again, I use my notebook. I use it to keep up with all the activities that I need to participate, or all my responsibilities as a monitor, for example. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you everyone for your attention. I hope you didn't get bored with this all. And yeah, for those who haven't been in China yet, I really hope you get a chance to come back to China and experience this life in China. And for those who are graduating, don't worry, it's okay. I'm graduating this year, and I really hope you're gonna be. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Or maybe you have some questions, but we have actually this section. Yeah. So yeah, now I'm gonna stop my sharing.
My gratitude to you, Dana, for sharing your experience today, which I will never forget. I truly appreciate you and your time you spent helping the student in this hard time. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed every minute of your lecture as well as your marvelous sense of humor. And I really agree with many points you mentioned. As example, as a student, you must communicate with your classmate. That is really important. Um, Thank you, Dana, again. So let's move to the next speaker, Paula Rodriguez from Spain. She's an outstanding student studying computer science in Chinese medium. Let's welcome Paula. The stage is yours, please.
Hi, Ahmed. Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for coming today and sharing experience with the student.
Thank you for inviting me. Okay. So, okay, I'll start sharing my screen. You guys can hear me, right? Because I had problems with the mic before.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay,
yes.
Perfect. So, hello everyone. My name is Paula Rodriguez de Vigoriazor. Yeah, for the ones that don't know me, because I see like lots of the people today already know each other. So I'm 20 years old, 22 years old. I'm from Spain, and this is my third year studying the SCUT. I'm studying computer science in Chinese. And yeah, I'm super honored to have been invited today to share my experience with you guys. Even though I feel like my grades or my studying in general is not as good as it used to be before I came to China, but still, I've always been quite a good student, and I feel like I have some knowledge, and I feel like, yeah, I've always loved studying, so I do have some practical tips. Like before preparing this little speech, I wasn't sure what I should talk to you guys about, but after I came up with the thing that could help us the most is to give some practical tips, because as Dana said, online studying is being super hard for all of us, and we're all having a very hard time. So I feel like in what I can help you guys the most is maybe sharing my personal tips. So yeah, just that's what I will be talking about today. As you guys can see, here's my curriculum, just like the academic record of my curriculum. Just to let you guys know, I was the first student of my promotion in high school. I got the highest average grade, and then I also got the highest entrance exam grade when I went before going to university. And also the 2 years before university, also graduated with an honors qualification with an average mark of 10 out of 10. So yeah, I've always enjoyed studying, and yeah, I feel like I can help you guys a little bit today. But still, of course, I'm not a professional, and all the things I'm gonna share with you guys today are only my personal experience and the things that work for me. So yeah, this is a little bit the outline of what I'm gonna be talking about. First, my top 20 online studying tips. After that, I feel like none of these are gonna work if we don't apply to ourselves what I call the pillars of studying. Yeah, just my personal pillars of studying. And then after that, the even more important than that is, from my point of view, the mindset. So, okay, let's move on to my top 20 online studying tips. The first one is super basic, super easy, but still I wanna emphasize that you shouldn't study in your room. Studying in your room makes it so easy to get distracted, makes it so easy to go back to bed. So if possible, don't study in your room. But because we all experience time difference, and we're also super tired sometimes, so we don't feel like going to the class. In that case, we go to number 2. For me, lots of days, I feel like most of the days I study in bed because in Spain we have 7 hours time difference, and there are lots of classes that are 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So 2 a.m., I'm not gonna force myself to get up, go to a different room and start studying with the house like dark or something. Like, it's impossible for me. So before saying, oh no, I'm not gonna go to classes, I'm too tired, I just I get up, like I stay in my bed, but I open my laptop and I take notes. I don't even make myself take notes by hand. I just open Word and I just screenshot and then take like very easy notes, very super simple notes, like, oh, this quick how, like this goes to the exam, or this is important, this is not important. But I don't even make myself take notes by hand if I don't feel like it. So this keeps me from not going to the class. Actually, I'll show you guys. I prepared like a little, for example, if you guys go, this is like my Java. Here I have like notes. These are the days that I didn't feel like taking real notes. So for example, I don't know, this day. Yeah, just like this, like Gaussian tongue, and then it goes to the test. Like this thing is gonna be a Gaussian, and like something like that. And I just take screenshots and I do like very little like notes, like super important. You have to know this is something like that. So that things I do the days that I don't feel like studying. So normally I do go to the class. Oh my god. Yeah. If I don't feel like going to a class and I'm super tired, I just take notes in my bed. Third one, as Dana said, you need to keep a record. Like for me, this was a game changer. I need to take a record of how much I'm studying. I used to do it in a little notebook, but because I didn't want to carry with a notebook, now each time I start studying, I put on my timer, and then when I finish, I'll turn it off. And that way I can see like how much I studied, because I feel like lots of people tell me like, oh, I study so much, but I don't get the grades I want, but something like that. But actually, if you measure how much you're studying, it's not even that much. So for me, I thought I study a lot, and then you guys can see I'm showing it here. I don't even study that much. Like this day, not even 3 hours. This day, not even 4, something like that. I'm not gonna share each day because I'm a bit ashamed. Like some days I study so little, but yeah, you need to keep a record. And also, I remember last semester when I was studying for my exams, I was studying obviously a lot more. I was studying like 7, 8 hours, and every time I went like up, like study a bit more than before, I was like so happy that, oh my god, 8 hours 20 something like that. I was like so happy to study more and more every day, or just to maintain myself. So yeah, it makes it very easy to know how much you're really studying. So you need to keep track of how much you're studying. Fourth one, I'm not even gonna explain it. If you don't go to bed early, if you don't rest properly, you're not gonna excel in any field, not even in studying, but you're not excelling in sports or in any other thing you wanna do. So go to bed early. Super important, but I wanted to mention it. Same thing as Dana said, number 5 is take care of yourself in every way. You need to be aware of how the other activities that you're doing apart from studying affect your studying. For example, maybe one day you don't feel like studying, but you go out and exercise, you eat healthy, or you're out with your friends. These things, even though you're not properly studying, but are going to help you be a better student, because you're improving your life in a general way, and this thing will pile up and then make you be a better student and make you be a better person in every way. But if you think you're resting and you're with your phone and you're like doing things that are not good for you, these things like not going to bed early and being with your phone and all that, these things are damaging for your brain, and these things are not going to help you, or not eating healthy. I like this one is so difficult for me, but these things are not going to help you with your grades. So I do try to take care of myself. I treat myself as a machine, and I really try to take care of myself the best I can, because I know that thing is going to show up in every other aspect of my life. And in this case, what is more important for me right now is my studies. So yeah, I really try to take care for myself. And number 6 is leave no room for improvisation. Sorry, what is this? Okay, okay. Leave no room for improvisation. What I mean here is that, for example, now it has already been like 2 months since we started the classes. So I already have a habit, and already I feel like I like studying, and it's like not difficult for me to start studying. But in the beginning, after summer, I completely lost my habit of studying. So in the beginning, I really have had to take like my week and divide each day and say, oh, Paula, Monday you're going to study 2 hours from 3 to 5 from blah, blah, blah. Like I have to track everything and to organize everything like that. Like in a day, I knew from like every hour of the day, I knew what I have to do. So in the beginning, when you're trying to create a habit, it's really important you do it like that, because makes it a bit more difficult for you to procrastinate, because of course you can procrastinate, but you already know what you should be doing. If not, if you don't know, it's like, oh, you never know when to study, when you shouldn't study, something like that. So I always do a calendar and divide my week, and I know what hours I'm going to be studying. I always know when I should be studying. Number 7, of course, you should know when you should be studying. And apart from that, even more important, you should know what you should be studying. So for me, is that every day I know what I have to do. I know what the goals for that day are. Of course, you cannot like share and like make sure every day you're gonna tick those goals, because sometimes things take more time or take less time. But that is why I normally do it like that. Like I organize my every day for the month, and then as new things come up, I also have to make an organization for the week. Like I plan every day what I should do of the week. And also every single day, like the same morning, I always take like 15 minutes to plan the day, what I should do that day. Because it changes so much, like teachers send you new assignments and you get new things, like, or the time, the speed is different than you thought before. So actually every day I'm planning my day. I use like the first organization as a structure, but actually these things change every day. So yeah, I always know when I'm gonna be studying, and I always know what I should be studying for that day. Because for example, take as an example, if there's someone here that like really loves the gym and they wanna get strong, they don't start and they say, oh, today I'm gonna do arms, today I'm gonna do legs, today I don't feel like doing anything, something like that. They're not gonna get strong if they don't have they have the workout plan in like 3 months or 6 months. They also have the eating plan, something like that. So for studying is the same. Like people think studying is like random. Studying is not random. Studying is the same as getting fit. So you need a plan and you need to schedule and to stick to the plan. Number 8, how to create the habit. Yeah, just do what I said. Just take a week, divide each day, set the time you're going to study, divide what are you going to do each day, and just follow it. For the first week, it's going to be difficult. The second week, same. But after that, you're going to know, like you're going to create the habit, and it's going to get easier and easier every time. So number 9, set goals. Of course, this one is super basic. If you don't have a goal, if you don't know why you're studying, then it's almost impossible to motivate yourself and to stick to the plan. For me, I want to earn money. I want to be a good professional in what I do. I want to end up to get a good job and to be a good professional in my field. So of course, for me, I know studying is something I have to do. So I have to do it. I try to enjoy it. That is why. So yeah, try to set your goals. Of course, that is like a really long-term goal. In like a short-term goal, I'll like for every exam, I know what grade I wanna get. For example, if I have a next exam like next week, something like that, I say to myself, okay, I want to get a 90, I want to get a 100 in this test. And before actually start studying, I always write down, okay, I'm studying because I want to get 100, and then I start studying. So that reminds me, why am I doing things? So that reminds me, why am I taking the effort? Number 10, I really love this one. I don't know if you guys read this book. I just finished it yesterday, 1984. This book is so incredible. It's a classic, but I've never read it before. And in this book, it's about a world where the government controls everything. So in this world, you can only think in the way they want you to think. So there is a thought police that is controlling what you think. Like it's controlling your thoughts, something like that. So this is not what I mean, but I want to do like a little metaphor and tell you guys that you have to be your own thought police. Not in the way of controlling what you think, but in the way of controlling your negative thoughts about yourself. Because everything you say to yourself will turn into your reality. I feel like most of the time when people fail at studying or fail in any aspect of life is because of the way they talk to themselves. So we will talk about this more, like a little bit more in the mindset part. But really you have to be a thought police and to be aware of the thoughts you have related to yourself. If, for example, you don't know how to do your homework and you're saying to yourself, oh, I'm so dumb, I don't know how to do this exercise, I will never do it, and blah, blah, blah. Just cut it. Just cut the thought and say to yourself, I'm so intelligent, I'm super intelligent, I'm the most intelligent person in my class. And of course I will do this exercise. Maybe it's difficult for me now, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, I have no doubt. Something like that, even though it's exaggerated, but I really talk to myself like that because I really have to make myself believe that I can do it. That is the first step. So really be a thought police and control the negative thoughts about yourself and about your studying. This is gonna be super important if you wanna excel in your studying. We'll talk about it a bit more later. Number 11 is having a familiarization day. What I mean by this is that, for example, I study computer science, so we have a lot of programming assignments, things like that. So it always makes me super anxious because I don't even know what I have to do. It seems like so difficult. And also, if I'm preparing for a very difficult exam, I have so much fear, and I'm so anxious about it that it's very difficult for me to start studying. So I know I have to study, but it's very difficult for me to take the step because I know it's going to be so difficult. So I'm like so scared. For that cases, I always do use a familiarization day. So I always put the first day in my calendar, the first day I study this thing. It's only going to be to read and to understand what am I doing, what I have to do. So, okay, the first day I only read and I only understand what I have to do. And this makes the task a little bit more, not that much overwhelming. Sorry. So this makes it a little bit easier to tackle, and it just relaxes me a little bit. So I know when I know exactly what to do, I'm more eager to continue studying the next days. So yeah, always have a familiarization day where you just read everything and you just get acquainted with the task you have to do before you really start studying. Number 12, I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to explain it after, but I'm just going to say what it is. It is to always start the assignment or the task the next day the teacher sends it. Yeah, it's basically not leaving things for tomorrow. I'll explain it better why this is very important in the part of pillars of studying. Number 13, yeah, contact all the teachers in the beginning of the semester. Super basic, but yeah, we know we're all super stressed and super anxious because in the beginning of the semester, you don't really know. In my case, because most of my classmates are back in China, it's only like me and two other students, international students that are outside of China. I never know if I'm gonna have an online class. I never know if the teacher is gonna want to share its screen. I don't even know if they have a PPT prepared. So yeah, I don't know if the teacher is gonna is gonna reply to me or how the class is gonna be. So in the beginning of the semester, I remember I cannot even sleep because I'm so stressed about how the semester is gonna be. So I contact all the teachers in the beginning of the semester and just let them know about my situation, let them know about my time difference, if they can record the class or if they can share the screen or something like that. So yeah, this is super basic. You need to contact all the teachers so that they know what your circumstances and so that you know how to prepare for the class. Number 14, super basic, but yeah, always ask what you need to know. Always be sure that you're doing all the homework, that you're doing all the assignments. Just ask in the group. I'm the one, like if you look at my groups, I'm the one that I'm always talking, always asking. I don't know what my classmates or what my teachers think of me. Maybe they think I don't know, that I'm asking all the time, but I don't really care what they think because for me, it's like, I need to know those things. And because I'm outside of China, I really need to know. There's no other way for me to know. I'm not in class. So I'm not scared of asking. Before I was like, oh, they're gonna think I'm blah, blah, blah. But now I just don't care. If they think something is their problem, not mine. And for me, I ask as much as I need. Yeah, ask about the classes, about the assignments or everything, because everything is way more difficult outside of China and everything is way more difficult online. So yeah, just ask as much as you need. Okay. Number 15, romanticize your life, is just buying. For example, I really love to buy like nice notebooks and nice like writing tools, something like that, to just make my overall studying experience more enjoyable. So yeah, just buy yourself things you like that will make the process like more enjoyable and just yeah make your life a little more beautiful. Number 16, if is it possible for you, go to the library. For me, I always study in the library. I know countries with COVID, something like that, they maybe don't have it so easy. But for me, I always go to the library, and this helps me a lot because 1 hour in the library is like 3 hours in my room. So yeah, try to go to the library. And number 17, I already mentioned it, believe you can. Believe you can, because if you don't believe it, you're really never going to achieve it. And aim high. For me, I don't know. Yeah, you guys hear me clearly, right? Because my internet is a bit, yeah, my internet is a bit bad.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yes,
It's
yes.
fine. You can hear you very
Oh,
well.
thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not home and I'm using my data, and I'm so afraid that you guys.
No,
Okay,
it's
okay.
all,
Thank you.
it's all fine. It's all great.
Thank you, Ahmed. So perfect for me. Like in the questions we received, there was Ishmael Gradsigwa, yeah. He asked, what is the major challenge, I think, of studying online? But I'm gonna answer the question. My major challenge in studying like online, but also studying in China, is my mindset challenge. Because when I've always been a good student, but when I went to China, because I already I thought that Chinese, like, people tell you all the time, like, Chinese are so hardworking, Chinese are so intelligent, blah blah blah. How do you study with Chinese? That is impossible, blah blah. You listen to so many things that you really believe them. So I really believed that I was less than Chinese students. I really believed that my grades were gonna be less than Chinese students, and I just aimed for passing. I aimed for a 60, and I was like, oh, I'm happy, I passed 60, 62. Oh, I'm so happy. But after that, I was like so depressed, because I used to be a good student and I really loved studying before, but now I just felt like so worthless. So I don't know, I just started to try aiming higher. I tried to say, oh my God, I really like getting good grades. For me, it's a challenge, and I really like studying, and I really like challenging myself and getting the grades I think I deserve. So my major challenge was convincing myself that I could aim high. And from last semester or last year, I just started trying aiming high. And I aim for a 90, I aim for 100, and my grades improved so drastically, because I started telling myself that I was as good as Chinese students, that I was as intelligent as them, that I could get the same grades as them. So because I told myself these things and I really believed them, I started acting that way. Before, if you just tell yourself you're not intelligent enough, you will act the same way you think you tell yourself. So I just I started to act the same way I thought I was. And I started studying so much time, and so much better. And in the end, I really got very good grades. And I'm really proud of myself, because the main challenge for me was a mindset change. So yeah, believe you can and aim high. Number 19, I just added this one because for me, I always study in the mornings. I feel like in the mornings, my energy levels are up, are recharged. And yeah, I just feel like I'm quicker in the morning, but I do know people that love studying at night. They feel like they have more energy at night. So just listen to your biological clock. And as I said before, when you plan your week, plan the hours you're going to study according to the hours you like studying more, just like that. And number 20 is the same. I'm not going to explain this one because Dan already mentioned it. It's super important that you have a good relationship with your 同学, with your classmates. It's super important that you have a good relationship with them, not only because of your friendships in general and social circle, but because it's going to be very difficult. Like, some subjects are going to be super difficult and you're going to need their help. So without my classmates, I think Nurik is here. Without my classmates, without Nurik, without Igor, without Chris, without Ali, it would be super difficult to pass the subjects and to do the homework as good as I do. So yeah, just I want to thank my classmates, and I also want to thank my Chinese classmates, because in the beginning I just thought I was making friends, and of course they're your friends, but they're also a very good asset when it comes to good grades. So yeah, I'm super happy I made those friends in the beginning. So let's move on the pillars of studying. These are my pillars of studying. Maybe, yeah, you don't agree or whatever. I don't know. It's just what works for me. So first thing I already talked about it is I'm just gonna mention it very quickly. Make a plan. Like divide. You have to know the SWOYO, like all of the things that you have to do. First, you make a list of all the things you need to do. After, you make a plan to achieve them all. You make a plan. You know, Monday you're gonna read this thing. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do like 1/5 of your homework, something like that. So you make a plan, you stick to it, and that is the way of achieving anything. That is the way of achieving a fit body. That is the way of doing anything. So just treat studying as a thing that needs to be planned, and you need to follow that plan. Second thing is simplicity. Try to make it for your brain as simple as possible. Try to make the studying process as simple as possible. For me, I have a mantra that I kind of say to myself is that I try to study as little as possible. Of course, we want to study as little as possible, but we also want to get as much results as possible. So that is why I said before that you should start the assignments as early as possible. But because for me, I don't want to overwhelm myself. I want to study as little as possible, but I also want to make sure I'm gonna submit the assignments on time, for example. So that is why I start so early. I start the same day the teacher says the things because I want to make every day a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, so I don't make myself overwhelmed, and so that my brain really loves studying. Because when I start studying, he knows it's only gonna be like maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 hours at tops. But he knows it's gonna be like a simple thing. It's gonna be a quick thing, and I'm not gonna overwhelm with. When I finish the things I planned for that day, I don't do more. I don't do more. I go out with my friends. I do another thing. Even if I'm feeling like with lots of energy, I don't study 6, 7 hours if I'm not in my exams. Like when I have exams, of course, I study more. But I don't overwhelm myself with studying a lot because I know that to make it pleasurable for your brain to study, it has to be simple and it has to be as little as possible. But of course, as little as possible, but you also need to reach your goals. So that is why you need to start early. So you can do a little bit every day instead of studying and doing everything the day before. So your brain gets like so tired and it's like so difficult for him that in the future he's not gonna want to study more. So you have to make it easy for your brain. And also, of course, the pleasure. The secret for studying, for me, the only secret of studying is you have to make it something you like. How do you do that? For me, I do this with this. I rely on my organization and I try to make it simple. And apart from that, I go to the library. I love going to the library because it's a space where I feel like so concentrated and it's like, I don't know, I just love being there. You try to study in a place you like. Try to, for example, look for music that you like. I do like playlists. So when I study, I'm like listening. I don't let myself study those, like use those playlists if I'm not studying, something like that. So I really try to make my experience, my studying experience, enjoyable. I feel like that is the secret for excelling in studying and to create a habit in it. So just investigate and explore what makes your studying experience more enjoyable. And yeah, that's the only secret. If you don't like studying, if you don't like the process, it's going to be very difficult to maintain it. So yeah, you have to try to know what things work for you and what makes your experience as pleasurable as possible. And yeah, the mindset. This actually, I'm not even gonna read it. I just want you guys to read it, and I don't know, maybe try to apply it in your life if you feel like it's something you would benefit from. I think the mindset is the most important thing when it comes from studying. I think anything you want to achieve, you first need to think you are able to do it. For me, this is a major change that occurred in my studies. As I said, when I came to China, I thought I wasn't able to do the same things as my Chinese classmates. But now I changed my mindset, and I really was very aware of what I told myself. So I'm creating the person I want to be. You really want to think you already are the person you want to be. You don't want to tell to yourself, oh, I'm not very good at studying. I'm not very good at time management. I don't follow my routine. No. Just even if it's not true, you just forget about those thoughts. And every time you think about them, you have to tell you the opposite. You have to tell you, oh, I'm so good at studying. Maybe I'm not studying right now because I don't know, I prefer being with my friends. but I'm very good studying. I'm very good with time management. I'm very good organizing myself. You just tell those things to you, even though they're not true. They might not be true right now, but they will be true if you tell yourself those things. So, yeah, just you guys, I encourage you to read these lines, and if you want, you can try to make it part of your life, because, yeah, for me, it's what makes me a good student and what makes me a good person. In I think what makes me like good in like I think every aspect of my life, because I really try to believe these things about me. And yeah, that's all. You guys can read the lines, and hope something I said was easy. Some I don't know, hope the things I said helped someone. And yeah, this is all, guys. Thank you very much for listening to me, and yeah, thank you so much for inviting me today.
Just wow. Thank you, Paula, for your stimulating speech for the student struggling with a good learning process in this pandemic. I think you made some great points in your marvelous lecture today. Hope it will help our student greatly. And as you mentioned before, do not study in your bed. And to be honest, let me tell you this. When I study in the kitchen, I eat all the food there, and my mom starts screaming. Just kidding. Yeah, this is really true. Do not study in your bed because you get easily get asleep. You need to find a good environment that help you focus in your study. Um, yeah, really, Paula, you pointed many important points. Thank you so much. Thank you for time again. So let's move to the next speaker from Pakistan, Osmani Muhammad Awas, major in computer science and technology. Awas, if you hear me, you can start your presentation.
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for having me today. Okay, so my name is Usmani Muhammad Awais, and today I will be sharing the online study experience. Uh, so basically, my friends already have shared some tips and things about the online studies. So my focus will be more for the computer science students. So I will share my personal information here. So my name is Muhammad Awais Usmani, and my Chinese name is Xiao Wu. I'm a computer science major student, and I joined the session of 2018 at SCUT. The language of instruction for my major is English, and my nationality is Pakistan. So let's move on. A brief introduction about me. I was born and raised in Pakistan, and I got my early education from Pakistan as well. Later, I moved to United States with my family, and I continued my education there. Finished my education from US, graduated with national honor, and joined the SCUT in 2018 as a language student, and then I continued that. And there are some pictures you can see of my graduation with my family. This is my school, and here is another picture. You can see that one. I'm receiving the degree. The next one, on you can see my diploma, and here is a certificate given by the Center of Andrew for being the perfect student in United States in during my high school. All right, the early education at SCUT and joining SCUT. As I told before, I started off as a language student, and it was a great university, which I joined, and I had a great time there. And in September 2018, I started the major of computer science and technology. Early days, yes, of course, it was difficult. A different environment, a different educational system. As some of you will face the same problem, but by the time it will be okay, and don't worry about it, you will be fine. I will be sharing my experience so you can get benefit from it. There are many nice people, friendly classmates, and you will get the same thing. So let's move on the next slide. Here is the ceremony we attended at SCUT, and of course you will get tired and your brain will be full of the things, but you will get over it, don't worry. Next, from the next slides, I will be talking about the courses you will be studying throughout the computer science and technology English medium students. The first course you will study will be the calculus. It's a math course, and You should be very careful with the calculus 1 because in the next semester you will be studying calculus 2 as the freshmen are in the first semester. So creative design of digital system. In this course, you will learn about the MIT system, and you will be developing some apps and learning something like that. Introduction to the computer science. In this course, it will be a basic course of the computer science. You will be learning about the binary system and the stuff if you're not familiar with that before. This course is very important because this course is connected to the next three courses you will be taking in the upcoming semesters. Chinese speaking one, you will be learning Chinese, and many of you will be thinking, why Chinese? Why we have to learn Chinese? My major is in English, right? So why I have to learn Chinese? But keep that in mind. In many labs, you will be working with the Chinese teacher, and there will be many Chinese classmates as well. So it's always better to know the local language, and you will be living in the China for the 4 years. I hope the COVID situation is over soon and you guys can come back. And for that, you need to learn Chinese. So that's why the Chinese is there on your syllabus. The next one is development and forecast of computer science and technology. This is a theory course. Just gives an overall idea of computer science, its technology, and it will tell you which fields are in demand these days. Chinese culture. Uh, this is a really nice course. You will learn about Chinese culture and you will get a chance to compare your culture with the Chinese culture. The next course you will be taking in the first semester will be linear algebra, uh, simply math, not that difficult. And the language, the first programming language that you will be taking will be the C++. And for many of you who don't have a background of computer science, it will be difficult. But main trick here is don't give up and keep practice. Some of you might be using Visual Studio for the coding, and some of you will be using the code block. Use a compiler that you are comfortable with. If you have any questions, talk with your classmates, ask your teacher. You can leave the messages with your teacher. And basic Chinese, it's also a Chinese course. Let's move to the next slide. And in the next uh, course, you will be taking the course of history, present, and future of machine learning. This course is a theoretical course, so you will be learning much about the computer science and the role of machine learning in that. Here comes the C++2, which is connected to the previous course you will be taking, and you will continue that, but the teacher might be different. The next is Discrete Mathematics. It's a great course. The Patrick Chun, the teacher, he will be an amazing teacher, one of the best teacher that you will have throughout your computer science course. The next course is Comprehensive Exercise and Advanced Language, and this will be a practical of C, uh, C++1 and 2, and you will be developing a project, and I believe it's a group project. Basic Chinese, Calculus 2, Intercultural Communication. This course is also very good. You will be discussing your cultures and your classmate cultures. This course will help you to get involved and learn more about the background of your classmates and where they are coming from and stuff like that. Java program design. This is also a second basic language you will be learning in the programming. And when it comes to and if you're thinking to move towards web development, graphic designing, and stuff like that, Java is a really important language for that. Now moving on to the towards the third semester, and the third semester, the main course you will have is mobile application development for Android. Uh, because there is not enough time to learn iOS, so teacher will just focus on Android. If you are looking for developing mobile games and stuff like that, this course is really important for you. Then discrete mathematics 2. I believe at this point they are taking discrete mathematics 1 and 2 as a single course. Then you will have data structure again with Patrick Chan, and this course is also really important. Digital logic is very important for the people who are going towards the hardware. If you want to design the computer hardwares, programming related to that, digital logic is very important course for you, and it connects back to the introduction to the computer science because the basics come from that course. Talking about the fourth semester, in the fourth semester, we will be talking about designs of a logarithm. That's a mathematic course. It's a bit difficult to, if you don't pay attention. The main thing, work hard, you will achieve the goals. Impossible itself says I am possible. So don't think not it's gonna be difficult for you. You just need to work a bit hard. Principles of compiler, this is important course for the programming, and it will really help you when you will be moving towards the sixth and the seventh semester. uh, Principle of compilers, we always use a compiler to compile our code, but there are some rules to use to use those compiling softwares. You will learn a lot of things in this course. Also, you will be learning about the artificial intelligence. uh, this is a high demand field in these days, and it's a highly paid job criteria. If you are doing, I will be in the upcoming slides, I will be talking about your internship, your graduation project. The artificial intelligence can play an important role in it. Database are also important thing when it comes to the programming. uh, then there is intermediate Chinese and coursework of data structure, which will be a group project. You will be making uh, a program according to the requirement of your teacher. Let's talk about the fifth semester. From the fifth semester, this will be the last semester uh, of your basic studies. I will explain it in detail in the upcoming slides. You will learn about the computer networks, and there will be course design of computer organization and architecture. So that means if you mess in the fourth semester with COA 1, the you will be messing up with the course design as well. So you really need to pay attention with the courses which have the course designs. Also, there will be project of the database. Again, going back to the last semester. If you mess up with the database system, you will, of course, you will have difficulties in studying the project as well, or in doing your project. Operating systems, scientific Chinese basic. You will be learning about the terminologies used in the computer language and in the different fields of the science. Software engineering, you will be learning the basic principles of software engineering and how software engineering work and their work environment, stuff like that. Moving on the sixth semester, here you will be studying about embedded system. There will be core design of operating system and software engineering. And the main thing in this semester is your research practice. This is very important. The research practice is 10 credit hours. Yes, the research, this one, you can see it on the screen. And you will have the supervisors, and don't think you, if you are not well in the first 5 semesters, this can be really big challenge for you, because uh, everyone have a different research topic and everyone have a different supervisor. So you need to stay in close contact with your supervisor in this stage. And there will be introduction to the pattern recognition, software design and architecture, multimedia technology and visual computing. Most of them are theoretical course, so they are pretty easy, not much coding in them, but research practice is a big challenge. So let's move to the seventh semester, which is so very important. In the seventh semester, you will be doing your internship, graduation internship. So this is also very important, and it's 8 credit hours. So this can be game changing. If you're doing well in the whole semester but you mess up on your internship, your scores can go down, your GPA can go down. You will have the same supervisor as you had for your graduation research in the sixth semester, and there will be lectures. These are lectures, so it's not a proper course. You will be just getting lectures, and you will get some lecture tickets based on those courses. Data warehouse and mining, this course I'm taking right now as I'm in the seventh semester, so I'm taking. So this course is interesting. The teacher is really nice, and you will be learning about where they keep the data and stuff like that. Now the last semester, and there will be two courses in the 8th semester, the last semester. The first one will be your final graduation project, which some people also call it thesis, but this is really really important. It has 15 credit hours. And the last one is computer graphics and visual reality. Let's move on the next slide. And computer graphics and visual reality. Let's move on the next slide. And so in the 8th semester, as I talk, you will be talking about the project. Uh, Now the next point I'm going to talk is the 5th semesters. The first 5 semesters, they are the basic semesters. They will make your base. They will prepare you for upcoming semesters, which are from which will prepare you for semester 6 till semester 8. And the last 3 semesters, they can be game changers. If for some reason, if you are not really good in the first 5 semesters, the last 3 semesters can really help you to improve them, and help you to get a good score, and your GPA can be in 3 or 3 plus or 3.5 if you do really hard in these semesters. So as I told you before, 6 semesters, there is one course for 10 credits, and in the 7th, there will be a course for 8 credits. As I talked before, the next slide, I will talk, the courses are linked with each other. So be mindful of that. Many courses are linked with each other. As I have talked before, if the base is weak, of course, you will face problems. Now, I suggest you to work really hard in the first 5 semesters so you can have easy and very smooth upcoming semester. So, moving next, there will be a question in your mind. What if you fail a course? What will happen if you fail a course? So don't you worry about it. Of course, if you fail a course, there is a chance for a makeup exam. So if you can take a makeup exam, and if you fail in the makeup exam, you can retake the course. And if you fail in the retake course, you will have a chance to take a makeup exam in the retake course. But here is a big time warning. You should be mindful of that. If you fail a course, no matter how good your score, how good you do in the makeup or retaking course, your GPA will be 1.3 in that course. So specifically in that course, your GPA will remain 1.3. I have put it in the red. Many people will say, oh, I got a 90, but I'm getting 1.3. It's because you have failed this course for the first time. So you should be very careful. Don't fail a course. Okay. Let's move on the next slide. And cheat and success. Some people will think they can cheat and success. I passed. Really? You passed a course, but did you learn something out of it? What will be you doing when you will be in the practical life or working in a company? You will lose that knowledge and you will know nothing about it. So even if you pass something on the boundary line after each semester, there is sometimes some vacations. You can improve your skills in during that time, and you can improve yourself for the future. Work hard for the 4 years and enjoy rest of your life. Of course, if you study hard for the 4 years, you will have good grades and you will get a good job. Don't copy from the others, teacher will find out. If you get a homework from one of your classmates and submit the same homework, be mindful. He has the same teacher and teacher already know what you are doing. So both of you can fail. Getting a project from a senior, it's a worse idea. Like if you think you can get a project from a senior and can use it for your thing and you will pass, it's not gonna work. I have seen my classmate who have done that and they badly fail, and then at the end of the day they have to retake the course. So that's a really sad thing. You should not do that. And with the same teachers, sometimes you have more than one courses, so they will know what you are doing, and then you will face the. And the main things come here. How to improve online studies. As we are studying online, so the first thing I will be talking about, prepare before time. Prepare your laptop or smartphone, whichever you are using to take online classes. Have a pen and a paper with you. As many of us make mistakes, we don't take notes during online classes. And our short-term memory, scientists says our short-term memory sometimes is not really good. So we forget what we have learned. Sometimes it's not on the PPT. There is something really important your teacher is sharing and you don't know. So you should have pen and paper with you. Second thing that comes is your environment. Your environment is really important. Sit at a quiet place, stay focused, have some coffee with you or tea, refresh yourself during the breaks, have some walk. Don't be lazy sitting on your on the chair or laying on the bed. Be attentive, do some exercise before the class, take a short walk if you feel tired, and then you continue your class. And the third time which comes, and it's a difficult thing, like we are in the different time zones, and the time management we have to manage, right? It's a big challenge. So what you are in your country, but you follow the time in the China and follow the schedule you have for your classes, right? Because your full-time job is to study, so you can manage your sleep times according to your schedule you have. You can manage yourself, you can manage your meetings uh, with your friends or your social network. You can keep it after your classes. So prepare so for that, you have to keep yourself in track with the Chinese time zone. For example, for me, I'm in Pakistan, so we have 3 hours time difference. So sometimes I have to get up at 4 a.m., which is really early, and then I have classes till 10. So I wake up early, but when I go to sleep, it's 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. because in China it's already 10 or 11. So I take an early nap, so I can wake up early and can study properly. Frequently review after learning outcomes. So after every class, you must review what you have learned. If you don't review, you will forget, you will not stay focused. For example, if you have a class on Monday, after you finish your class, you take your notes, you review it, and you study for a bit. And the next class of the same course you have on Wednesday. Before the class starts, try to review that. And after you review, if something is difficult for you, you don't understand, ask the teacher. The teacher is there to help you. You can always ask them questions. They are here to teach you and make the teaching process easier for you. Okay, and coming on the more tips, build a learning community. Building a learning community is really important. You should stay with the people of the same focus. Like you can talk with your classmates. There are some group projects you will be working on. So I will suggest you to have a same group so you can have the same people and you know how to work with them. But if you will be keep switching your group every semester, you try with new people, maybe you will have difficulties. By the end of the day, your project will not be good. To build a learning community, you can find some friends who are studying in the same major as you, and you can sit with them, you can do your homework with them, you guys can go to the libraries together, study together. For me, I have a group of friends at my hometown. They are studying computer science over in Pakistan, but I'm studying in China since I have online classes. So sometimes I go with them, we discuss together and share our knowledge with each other. Next is Google the things. Yes, you will get stuck. Everyone will get stuck. People have done it before, so you can do it too. For every problem, there is a solution, and you are not the first one to to face this problem. So you can search it online, especially for the computer science. Every content is there. There is a lot of content online. You just Google the problem and there are multiple solutions for that on the internet. But again, learn from the internet. Do not copy. If you copy, you will get stuck. Learn it. take action on what you have learned. Okay, if your teacher teach you a code or give you a coding homework, it's not just you finish it, you are done. For a good programmer, you always have to code. Keep on working, keep on improving your code. Working hard is the key to success. Homework is not just enough. Sometimes the teacher finish a class and there is no homework for that. It doesn't mean that you don't need to learn. You can find something online related to that and then you can learn it. This will help you for the upcoming class. And the next thing which is very important is get involved in the class. It's not you just listening to the teacher, fall asleep, it's online class, doesn't matter, teacher is not looking. Get involved with the teacher, ask him question. If he asks question, let you answer those questions. There are group chats on the WeChat of every course. I believe every class have a separate course group chat without teachers. You can discuss with your classmates. If you don't talk with them, maybe they're facing the same problem. Maybe they have solution for your problem. So get involved in the class, talk with your classmates, talk with your teachers, and I'm sure you will find solution for every problem. Next, regular feedback. Uh, Regular feedback is very important. After every class, after every session, ask yourself, what's new you have learned? What uh, Analyze yourself, look at the things that you have learned in the past, and if there is something you don't understand, you can always talk to your teachers. Teachers always ask for the feedbacks. You can ask them questions in the WeChat group, or if there's a QQ group, or you can ask them during the class, you can ask them before class, you can ask them after the class. There's plenty of time to ask them. Last thing I will talk about in the section of improving studies will be make time for fun. Don't always get stuck on your studies. Like, your mind need to relax yourself. So you can have some times with your family, go out to the restaurant, relax yourself during the week, or weekends are always for that. So have some fun time. Don't always stick with the studies, because your mind needs some relax. A happy mind is happy life, and happy life always help you to have happy studies. Here are some important apps I will talk about which will help you throughout. uh, so this app that really help this Umidi, and there is a course you can I found on this is the web development. This is what I studied other than the class during the summer or during the winter vacations. In this course, I learned about HTML language, Java, JavaScript, and it really helped me what I have learned in the school. So this course called Web Development by Angela Yi. She's a Chinese instructor. Uh, she's a British Chinese. She was a medical professional, and from that, she became a programmer. And her courses are really good. One app I would recommend is Cam Scanner, and Cam Scanner is really important. You can scan your documents through that app, and you can send the homeworks, so it's very clear. Another app you can see there at the screenshot there, it's called Solo Learn. uh, I have seen the questions from the question section that you have sent. Some person said, tell me the app that can help me to improve C++. For C++ and Java basic learning and coding, this app Solo Learn, it will help you a lot. It's a free app. There is no charge. You download, create an account, you select the language you want to learn, and then it will give you the basic knowledge. Then it will take your quiz, and then it will give a chance to do some coding. So if you really want to focus on your C++ and Java, you should follow the Solo Learn. This app will help you a lot. All right, let's talk about some important tips. Always check your WeChat and QQ mail. Don't use Gmail, as you will run in the communication problems, because in China, uh, the Google is banned for some government police. So you should be using QQ as for the smooth communication. Check your emails regularly and for important notification. Also attend your class carefully. If you are attending your class late, I am sure you will miss something really important and you will pay for it. Sometimes you will miss something that the teacher tell you will be doing a homework on an online website that the teacher designed and you missed it, and maybe your classmates will not discuss is in the class, and or maybe in the group chat, and you will miss it. Some teachers have website and online tutorials. I remember there was one course called Principle of Compilers, and many of my classmates they missed class for some reason. The first class they missed for some reason, and then later they didn't know there was a website the teacher is putting tutorials, and if you don't watch videos and do the homeworks there, you will fail the course. Eventually, more than 10 people failed the course just because they didn't pay attention. So keep that in mind. If you don't attend the class, yes, you will miss something. Important tips as a senior: don't copy from others. You will get troubles, and teacher will find out. Follow the flow. Always follow the things your teacher tell. Keep a same group. If you have a group in the first semester and are you are comfortable with the people, don't keep changing your group. This will give you problems because every person in the group will be in the different time zone, and having in the different time zone can be a big challenge. So try to find the classmates who have the same time zone, or at least they are closer to the same time zone. Learn, and learn, my friends. Without learning, you can't make progress. Ask the teacher again and again. He or she is there to help you. If you get stuck, teacher is always there to help you. Don't always depend on your friends. Oh, my friend can help you to help finish the homework. Try the things by yourself, and I hope you can do better. So don't use Gmail communication problems, as I have talked before. Okay, suggestions: ask for help if you get stuck. If you are asking a friend, always remember he is not the final. Asking the teacher is the best way to ask, or you can ask your class manager, because class manager is the person keeping in touch with the teacher. Everyone make mistakes. You can make mistakes, but don't repeat your mistakes. Don't ask for the assignments to the move on. Class monitor. I was the class monitor for the 2018 session. Being a class monitor, one half your monitor can help you to communicate with the teachers. If you have some, uh, if you want to take a leave from some class or for some reason, you can inform your classmate, and he can inform the teacher, and he can inform the office as well. Uh, Also, if you don't communicate directly with the office and you hesitate to communicate with the office directly, you can ask your class monitor, and he will be the one collecting the assignments. So keep in touch. If you miss a class, you can always ask your class monitor what you have missed. So he will guide you what you have missed, and he will tell you what you need to submit, or you can ask for the homeworks as well. Okay, let's move on the next slide. Cooperation of student and the office. So as all of us, we are not directly student of School of we are students of School of International Education, but we are not direct students of computer science and technology. So if you have a problem, you should talk with your academic advisor. If a teacher don't cooperate, you can ask the office to help. Need a leave or late registration, as the office in advance. If you get a new visa, or if you get a new passport, you need to inform the office. It is some information. The screenshot has some information of different offices, the contact numbers and the emails. There is the information of the more teachers, and there are two links. You can find the information, contact information, and the persons responsible for the contact. Yeah, you can get their information via those links. I will share these links in the group as well after my presentation. Okay, and here is the information. You can see there are the names and the info. This is in Chinese. You can also translate in English as well. There is an option on the website on the very top right corner. Okay, relationship of the professor and the student. Professors are the one, they are going to help you. If you run in a problem related to the study, ask the subject professor. He's the best person to guide you. Keep asking and do not hesitate if there is any problem, because they are always there to help you. Leave a message for them. If they don't reply, they can reply you later, because sometimes the teachers can be busy as they are always doing research and teaching students, guiding PhD students. Uh, so if you send them a message, just wait for the reply. Sometimes they can be late to reply. If they don't reply you in one day or two, you can give them a soft reminder, or you can ask your class manager to help you communicate with the teacher, so it will be easy. Moving next, we will talking about the scholarships. Of course, many of you have question in mind. I have got many of you have got the first honor or the second honor or the third honor uh, university scholarship at the time of the admission. So for scholarship, we always have evaluation, which is after 1 year. So if it's not like you just got the scholarship and you will continue it if you don't work hard. If you don't work hard, you can lose your scholarship for the next year, and then if you work hard again, you can get it back. So keep that in mind. To keep the scholarship, you have to study, you have to participate in the activities. Dana have told you in detail about the scholarship, so I will not be talking about it too much. So if you don't get CSC or Confucius scholarship or university scholarship in the first semester, you can work hard, study hard, and you can get the Guangdong scholarship each year. The details of the Guangdong scholarship have already been shared. Okay, now online services. Sometimes you need the transcripts or a certificate to prove that you're studying in the SCUT. For that, you can use this link. And here is the procedure. First of all, there it will be asking your major, what you are studying. Are you an undergraduate student, postgraduate, Chinese, or whatever your is? And the next will be your information, your name, student ID, passport number. Next, it will ask about your major, and at the last, it will ask the document you need, and then next will be submitted, and you can cut. It will tell you when and how you can get a document. So that's pretty much from my side. Here is my WeChat QR. If you need any guideline or you have any questions, you can add my WeChat. Any questions, any comments, any concerns, feel free to ask. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you all for your outstanding experience today. You share many good information and important information related to computer and science major, which could concern many students who want to study this major. Please accept my thanks for your great presentation. I'm very grateful you took the time out of your busy schedule. Now let's move to the last speaker, someone who is a good example of a good student, an intelligent student. Today she's coming to share her experience with us. So let's welcome Lurian from Malaysia, majoring international economics and trade. Lurian, please start and insert us.
Can you guys see the screen? Yeah.
Yeah, we can see the screen and we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So the three students previously, I think they talked a lot about the useful tips and information, and so I'll try to keep my part short. Yeah. So hello, my name is Lurian, and I'm sharing from a 2019 IEP student's perspective. Okay. So here's my basic information. I'm from Malaysia, and I'm a third-year student majoring in international economics and trade. Yeah, I'm in the first semester and third year right now. And I'm also an ISU member. I'm the secretary of ISU. Yeah. So, about my studying experience, just to show you guys some pictures, this is what it was like when it was in China. Yeah, as you can see in the picture here, like this is the classes we had in the like real classes. Yeah, this is calculus, the subject that you guys must remember a lot about. Yeah, and this is the badminton court where we have our PE classes.
this is my classmates. We put pictures during PE class. And this is the culture class. We had something called like the international culture class. And this was like the presentation day, I remember. Like everyone had to wear their traditional costumes to present about their country's culture. Yeah, okay, but this is not the main point, just a little sharing. Okay, and now, since the winter break of 2020, I think, yeah, I've been stuck at home and it became like this. Yeah, so you can see PDF files, 腾讯课堂, the classrooms and group meeting, and online PPTs. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like everyone is facing the same situation right now. I'm also the same with you all. Yep. So through my 2 years experience of studying online, here are a few tips that I personally think is useful throughout my 2 year study experience. So the first one is to take notes. The second one is do not hesitate to ask questions. The third one is the textbooks might help you in some way. And the fourth one is to identify the highlighted topics. Okay, this is not everything. Yeah, I know. I just concluded it into a few points, but I hope it will help you guys a little bit at least. Yeah, so the first one is to take notes. Yeah, I guess you guys understand, like, because of online classes, we get too comfortable at times, right? And it's easy to get sleepy and drowsy in classes. I understand because I've been through it as well. But I think to solve this case, I think taking notes really help a lot. Yeah, especially in online classes. Because taking notes help you make sure that you understand what is the teacher talking about. And it helps you to follow the teacher properly. Yeah, basically what I do is I take a book and I write everything that the teacher said that I find is important. Yeah, so basically he says one sentence and I copy. I mean as much as I can, maybe not everything, but yeah. But I'm not saying that you guys must write it down. Maybe I'm slightly old school, but you guys can also take notes by using like maybe your iPad or your Word file. Yeah, but the main purpose is basically just helping you to keep yourself awake and keep yourself busy because your mind keeps following the teacher, so you can stay focused for a longer period of time. Yeah, so, and I'll show you guys the notes I take during calculus class, calculus 2 in year 2 last year. Yeah, so basically I use a book like this, and then I'll write everything, like the formulas and the questions that the teacher gave us. I write everything in the book. Yeah, so basically from page 1 to the last page is all about calculus. So I think it helps me to sum up all the information I get from the class as well. And when you have to revise, I think it helps more because when you go through the PPT, it's not the way you design and not the way you like it. But when you write your notes, it's the way you write it. So when you read back, you recall more on the knowledge that you learn. Yeah, that's what I think is helpful. And the second one is do not hesitate to ask questions because yeah, I think this one Paula had already mentioned. Yeah, and I think Dana too. I think everyone has already mentioned about this. But really, do not hesitate to ask questions because it's really really important to solve your queries immediately. Like once you have the confusion, just ask immediately because as time passes, I think eventually when the lecture is over, when the topic is over, you slowly forget about your questions, right? Like, I don't really remember that I was confused in this part already. Yeah, so when you have confusions, just ask immediately before it's too late. Plus, actually in the subjects, I think many of them are correlated, like for example, maths, or for example, like economics. I think all the chapters are correlated in some way, you know. So if you get stuck at chapter 1, it's hard for you to learn chapter 3 as well. So I think it's better to get everything clear before you move on to the next chapter. It will help a lot. Yeah. So you don't want to accumulate your queries until it's too late. Like when the final exam is coming and you have lots of questions unsolved, then at that moment you know you're screwed up already. So it's better to ask soon. Yeah. And the third one is refer to textbooks. Textbooks might help you in some way. I'm not asking you to read everything in the textbooks, but I'm telling you that textbooks might bring surprising effects that you never have imagined. Yeah, try looking into textbooks when you face some issues, I think. Yeah, and for example, like previously I had a subject called like financial management, and the teacher explained the question, but I still don't really understand. So I tried to look into the textbook, and surprisingly, it actually helps because the textbook they write down everything And by reading through, I actually get to do the homework after that. So yeah, textbooks might give you extra help when you need it. So remember to get the textbooks from your teacher and all the teaching materials that you need, and they might help you in some way, you never know. And the fourth one is identify the highlighted topics. Okay, highlighted. Yeah, why is it like that? Because I think sometimes the teacher might not notify you, like, okay, this chapter is going to come out in exams. Some teacher might not tell you that. Of course, some teacher is very good to tell you everything, like, okay, you have to focus on this and this, but some teachers, they might not, they just keep quiet. So it's important to listen to the lecture and identify some highlighted topics that the teacher might hinted you in some way. Like, for example, if the teacher gives you a discussion on this specific topic, then you should know that, okay, this topic is quite important, I should mark it down. Or if the teacher gave a homework based on this chapter, then you know that the teacher is actually hinting you to pay more attention on this chapter. Yeah, so get these little hints that the teacher have gave you. I think it will help you to prepare for your exam. Yeah, so, but of course, I'm not telling you to just read the highlighted topics only. It's better to read everything. But if you have limited time, you can focus on, pay more attention on certain topics. Yeah, studying smart is important, right? Yeah. So next, how to strengthen your memory, because although we are having online classes, but we still have closed book exams at times, right? And I believe our wise has told you that cheating is definitely not a good option. So it's better to still study yourself and remember everything, and it's for your own good as well, because you can apply the knowledge afterwards. So I recommend the before and after method. Yeah. How is it? How does it work? Okay, basically, before the lecture, you should get the materials first and preview it slightly and read through it. I'm not asking you to read everything and be very hardworking, and not that's hard to achieve, but at least read through some of the topics that you are going to take on the next lecture. At least it helps you to know like what is going to happen in the lecture, and you can also identify your confusions earlier, and in the lecture you can ask immediately. That's how previewing might help you. And of course, in the lecture, you can pay attention to the topics that you are confused with during your preview. And after means that right after your lecture, go to the confusions and so that accumulates like around 3 times before, during lecture and after lecture. If you do tasks, I believe your memory for that specific will be like strengthened a lot. You guys should try it out by yourself. Yeah, because I think again, yeah, you'll be so stressed out. Yeah, because I tried it. Yeah, so but it's better to do everything beforehand. I think it will be better to help you strengthen your memory and don't do everything last minute. Okay, so that's all for the academic part. I think I'm going to focus more on the non-academic activities part, because I think that's also a very important part in your university life. And I think in some terms, it might be even more important than the academic parts. Yeah, because I think there will be like some highlight moments will be taken from the non-academic activities. For example, joining clubs, for example, participating in competitions or any other events. Yeah, it actually benefits you in many ways, trust me. Yeah. A few benefits that I can tell you is, first, you make friends from different regions and countries. And I think it's really interesting, because personally, I've joined the ISU and I've met a lot of foreign students. And I've also joined the debate society with the Chinese students. And I also get to meet Chinese students there as well. So I think these friends, they actually they brightened up my university life by a lot. Yeah, they've brought a lot of great memories into my university life. And I think that's all about these moments that you will recall back after you've graduated, right? Like after you grow old, when you look back at your university life, you won't remember like, oh, the calculus teacher, or like, oh, how hard have I studied for calculus, but rather you remember these activities and how fun and all the memories that you had with your friends. So I think this is very important. And also, in the midst of taking part in these activities, I think you will learn some skills, like for example, how to work with a team, how to like to solve the cultural barriers problem, and how to communicate. Yeah, there's a lot that you didn't expect you will learn through these activities that no one will ever teach you, because you have to learn this by yourself. And yeah, it will also help you with your scholarship application, obviously. Yeah, the previous speakers had already mentioned. And it will also help you to brush up your CV. It will look very, very colorful, because if you participate in lots of activities, it means that you had a lot of experiences, and I think that's definitely good in some way. Okay, so how to get involved online? Some of you might wonder, like, but we are having online classes now and everything is online. How do I get involved in these activities? Okay, so I'll give you two suggestions. The first one is to look for online activities that you are interested in. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I have to tell you that there are actually still lots of online activities out there, because there are so many countries that are still stuck in the lockdown situation. So I believe lots of activities are still online. So you guys can definitely explore and look for the ones that you are interested in. Okay, just for example, like the Alibaba company, they have this challenge every year. It's a business challenge where you come up with your own business proposals and you present them, and if you get chosen, you even have a chance to set up your own business. I think that's very interesting. And every year they have this, so you can just look into it and just register for it if you are interested. And for example, you can also look for activities organized by your country's association. Like for example, this one I participated in this competition. It's also a business case study competition organized by the Malaysian students organization studying in Beijing. So there'll be lots of activities like that from your country's association as well. So if you're from like Malaysia, you can look into MSAGD or maybe MSA Beijing. Or if you are from other countries, you can also look for the associations that you have. I'm sure they'll be having lots of activities as well. And yeah, this is the Chinese debate competition that I went for with the Chinese students representing our school. Yeah, you can look for lots of activities like that. So don't be too disappointed, because there are definitely lots of activities online. You just have to go explore. And the next one is, if you are still confused and don't know how to look for it, don't worry, because ISU has got you covered. Okay, basically all ISU activities are online for now, and will stay online until everyone is able to return, because yeah, most of us are in the same situation as you guys. So ISU is also organizing lots of online activities every month. Yeah, so these are a few examples. Like for this one, we had this Ludo game night challenge organized by our sports department, and we also had this Cantonese workshop organized by public relations department, where you can learn simple phrases of Cantonese. So yeah, it's very interesting because you get to learn a new language that you are not familiar with. And also, I think I think most of you should be familiar with this, right? Because this is the most recent event we had. It's the SCUT game organized by Projects Department. I think most of you have participated in that, because we actually promoted this speaking event in the group as well. And I see many similar people, so I guess you guys know. Yeah, so we have lots of activities like that, and we will have these activities in the future as well, like monthly. So please just pay attention to us and also to any other association that you are interested in, yeah, for latest updates. And so you guys, if you guys haven't followed yet, please follow our ISU IG, because we have lots of activities, updates, and we also have interactions with you guys through chat box or interaction box in our stories. So you guys can go talk with us or check for our latest updates. Yeah, everything will be on our Instagram page, so feel free to give it a follow. It's SCUT_ISU. Yeah. So yeah, this is about it for the non-academic part as well. Yeah, my part is quite short, right? So I'll be giving you guys some conclusions and also some of the stories of my previous experience. So I think the most important part, especially for my major, because my major is international economics and trade, it's not like computer science. It's not a hard skill that you will learn. It's not a professional skill. So I think it's important to to improve yourself with lots of different kinds of experiences and brush up your soft skills. I personally think that's something very important for our major as well. Yeah, because you economics major, basically your future possibilities are very broad. I would say that you have unlimited possibilities because you basically can do anything. So while you are still in university, I would suggest you to just look for the things that you really love and just try everything out. That's my that's what I'm doing right now, I guess. Yeah, because I'm still not sure about the future career yet. So just be open to all kinds of opportunities and just go try everything out. Yeah, personally, actually, I've joined ISU. I've joined like I show you guys, right? I've joined like singing events because I like to sing, and I've joined debate because I enjoy it, and I've joined business competitions. Although I'm not familiar with it, but I still tried because I think it will be a good experience. And before that, actually, wait, where's the PPT? Oh my god, I want to show you the picture actually. Ah, it's over here. Okay, this and the first picture is the cultural festival, by the way. Yeah, and some of that's the ISU. This is the ISU Halloween night. This is the we had a New Year night sort of things, and we invited students to perform. Yeah, this is the same event as well. Yeah, I forgot to introduce these events just now. Yeah, so just be open and go and try everything out. And previously, I want to share with you guys that I have been to a tuition center to be a Chinese teacher for primary school kids. Yeah, to teach them Chinese. And I've also been to a law firm to do internship, but it's basically a very simple work, like just help them with filing or basic accounting and so on. And yeah, and I'm still trying lots of stuff, like like I've went to several like shooting events. It's just a new try actually because yeah, I think it'll be interesting to make your life more colorful with different experiences. Yeah, so if you explore and look at the outside world, I think the world is much larger than what you have imagined. And once your eyesight is broadened, I think you'll come up with lots of new ideas for your future as well. Yeah, so I think it helps you a lot. Yeah, so I think that's about it for my presentation. Thank you. Remember to follow ISU's IG, okay? And feel free to join ISU, guys. Yeah, I look forward to work with you all if there's an opportunity. And I hope you guys take care and stay safe. And don't be too devastated with the condition right now because I believe it'll improve very soon. Yeah, so I hope you guys can feel your heart's content during this situation as well. Be happy, be healthy, stay safe, and take care. Yeah, see you guys at the next ISU event, hopefully. Yeah, thank you. So I think we'll move on to the Q&A session, right? Thank you. I'll pass it back to Amit.
Thank you, Larian. Thank you so much, Larian. Thank you to the ISU Secretary for your enlightening experience shared with us today. I truly appreciate your lecture and I felt as if you were speaking directly for me. Hope students can get most out of it. You have mentioned ISU and I personally welcome everyone who wants to join ISU and be part of us. Stay tuned and wait for the next recruitment next semester. I think we have reached the end of today's lecture. Thank you guys. It was a pleasure to hear your stories, your online studying experience stories. I think your presentation drew the audience and held their attention for a few moments. There was never a dull moment. I'm very glad you reserved your valuable time to share your experience today. I think it was the best lecture of the year. Your stories were very insightful, and I hope students learned so many things today. Uh, now, please, next slide for the question and answer part. If you have any question you want to ask our guest, please feel free, raise your hand and open your mic and you can start asking. And note that we only have 10 minutes for question and answer. So please, if you have a question, raise your hand here and open your mic. thank you guys again. Thank you to all the students who came today for our lecture. It was really nice. We enjoyed a lot. Stay tuned. We will have a different kind of event. So thank you again. See you next time.